Dear students, welcome to ePG Pathshala and e-Contents project under the National Mission on Education through ICT. I am Professor Seva Singh, former Head Department of Library and Information Science, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Today we will discuss about the module on staffing pattern in academic libraries. This is a part of the paper on academic library system. Staffing is regarded as an important function within an organization. It focuses on recruitment, selection, placement, development, and training of people who work in organization. Staffing pattern also includes other related issues such as wages, hiring, performance, motivation, communication, etc. Staffing means to find and recruit adequate human resources to build organization. Staff can gradually improve their commitment and performance and thereby enhance quality in the organization. This leads us to manpower planning in such a way that the ultimate objectives of organizations are met with. Organizations therefore go for manpower planning. Manpower planning is the first stage of staffing in an organization or institution. Organization being a large entity, it needs to develop and follow a plan for staffing. Planning, this leads us required overall development, manpower planning for selection in such a way that training and the ultimate objective appraisal etc. organizations of staff are met with. Manpower planning organizations therefore projecting and forecasting manpower planning present staff manpower planning is future pattern stage of academic library environment in an organization. Some of the features of institution manpower organization being which are large considered essential need to develop for staffing in an organization for staffing include planning the following required overall development staffing plan programs on the basis of organizational plan training and assessment of the number of managers required etc. At different levels, manpower planning of organization structure, projecting and forecasting of organization present staff functions, ensuring future pattern all the persons, academic library, activating manpower plan, continuous appraisal of staff, studying both the external as well as internal environments. The staff hired in academic library has the following three categories with different nomenclature: professional staff, semi-professional staff, and non-professional staff. University Grants Commission Library Committee categorized staff as professional senior, professional junior, professional assistant, and equated them with the faculty. However, in many university libraries, categories of staff are librarian, deputy librarian, assistant librarian, technical assistant, professional assistant, etc. The functions of these professional staff vary with the type of library. In school library, for example, it's librarian. In college library, it's librarian and assistant librarian. And in university library, it's librarian, deputy and assistant librarians and professional assistant are all called professional staff. Professional staff would generally perform the following functions or jobs. These include book selection, classification, cataloging, indexing, abstracting, reference and information service, bibliographic assistance, information retrieval, user education, etc. If we look at the functions of semi-professional staff, in academic libraries, semi-professional staff consist of assistants who may be called library assistants or technical assistants. They work under the supervision of professional staff. Following functions are assigned to the semi-professional staff: book ordering, accessioning of books, cataloging, catalog maintenance, circulation, interlibrary loan, periodical registration and display, maintenance of issue record, shelving of books, preparation of books and periodicals for binding, stock taking, etc. Regarding functions of non-professional staff, it may be said that this category of staff generally does not possess formal library training. Therefore, they perform other jobs not covered in functions of professional or semi-professional staff. In academic libraries, these staff members are called library attendants. They perform such routine jobs as label pasting on books and other documents, shelving of books and other documents, stack maintenance, etc. In addition to professional, semi-professional, and non-professional staff, there is administrative staff in libraries also. They are attached to all large size libraries. They would generally carry out office duties. In academic library, they would perform such types of jobs as secretarial assistance, maintenance of accounts, maintenance of personnel records, maintenance of stores, typing of office work, housekeeping and sanitary duties, etc. We also need to look for the norms for staffing academic libraries, because it's important that adequate professional and other staff, other categories of staff are required or hired for the academic library. Academic library being a service agency, quality of service depends upon quality and quantity of staff it has. Staff not only be properly trained and well qualified, but to be adequate also. Number and size of staff depends upon number of students, faculty, number of library collection, number of opening hours, and so on. Therefore, some guidelines for staffing are important. In this regard, UGC Library Committee has laid down some norms. It has recommended a staff formula for college and university libraries based upon data maintained by these libraries. It is as follows. Book section, one person for every 6,000 volumes added in a year. Periodical section, one person for every 500 current periodicals taken. Documentation section, one person for every 1,000 entries prepared in a year. Technical section, one person for every 2,000 volumes added in a year. Reference section, one person for every 50 readers in a day. Circulation section, one person for every 1,500 hours kept open in a year. Maintenance section, one person for every 6,000 volumes added in a year, and one person for every 500 volumes to be replaced in a day, and one person for every 100,000 volumes in the library. Administrative section, one accountant, one stenotypist, one clerk. Supervisory section, one librarian, one deputy or assistant librarian. Unskilled staff, one cleaner for every 30,000 volumes in the library, one attendant for every 6,000 volumes added, one attendant for every 500 current journals, one attendant for each shift in circulation section, and so on. In addition to UGC Library Committee norms, there was a seminar on workflow in university libraries, which also suggested some norms for the library staff. This seminar, which was held at Neskare, New Delhi, suggested that it's not practicable to prescribe norms for all library operations. Therefore, it suggested norms for some more common jobs only as under. Number 1, classification, one person for 12 to 25 books daily. Number 2, cataloging, 5 cards per document, one person for 12 books. Number 3, accessioning, one person for 40 books daily. Number 4, filing, one person for 250 cards daily. UGC also organized a workshop at Khandala, and it recommended standards for college library staff. Later, these norms were approved by UGC subcommittee. It recommended that a college with 500 student strength and 5,000 volumes in the library shall have librarian 1, assistant librarian 1, library assistant 2, library clerk cum typist 1, library attendants 3. Depending upon the strength of college library, following additional staff was also recommended. Increase of every 500 students, 1 library assistant and 2 library attendants. Addition of every 25,000 volumes up to limit of 80,000 volumes, 1 library assistant, 2 library attendants. Students exceeding 2,000 and 1 more assistant librarian and 1 more library clerk. These figures are based on the various functions performed in college library. All India Council of Technical Education AICTE also suggested and recommended norms for library of technical institutions in the country. It suggested that a library with a basic stock of 4,000 books and 36 journals, 18 Indian and 18 foreign, the following staff is needed: librarian 1, assistant librarian 1, assistants 4. Norms for school libraries, as the school libraries are considered to be very important for developing reading habits among school students. Senior secondary schools, librarian 1, assistant librarian 1, class D staff 1. Secondary school, librarian 1, assistant librarian 1, class D staff 1. Middle school, librarian 1, class D staff 1. On coming to qualifications for university library staff, it is recommended that university librarian must possess some of the essential qualifications as well as desirable. Among the essential qualifications, master's degree in library science, information science, or documentation with at least 55% marks or its equivalent grade of B in the UGC 7-point scale and a consistently good academic record. At least 13 years as deputy librarian in a university or 18 years as college librarian. Thirdly, evidence of innovative library service and organization of published work. Among the desirable qualifications, MPhil, PhD degree in library science, information science, documentation, or archives and manuscript keeping. For deputy librarian in university library, essential qualifications include master's degree in library science or information science or documentation with at least 55% marks or its equivalent grade of B in UGC 7-point scale and a consistently good academic record. 5 years experience as assistant university or college librarian. Evidence of innovative library service, published work, and professional commitment. Computerization of library. Among the desirable qualifications, MPhil, PhD degree in library science or information science or documentation or archives and manuscript keeping or computerization of library. For university assistant librarian, essential qualifications include master's degree in library science or information science or documentation or an equivalent professional degree with at least 55% marks and consistently good academic record. Qualifying in the national level test conducted by the UGC or any other agency. Candidates with PhD degree as per UGC 2009 regulation shall be exempted from the condition of national eligibility test or state level eligibility test. For college librarian, master's degree in library science, information science, documentation with at least 55% marks and consistently good academic record with knowledge of computerization of library. Qualifying in the national level test conducted by the UGC. Candidates who have been awarded PhD degree as per UGC 2009 regulations shall be exempted from the condition of NET or SLET. School librarian. Qualifications for school librarian include BA or BSc from a recognized university with at least 50% marks. Degree in library and information science or equivalent diploma from a recognized institute. For assistant librarian in school, higher secondary, senior secondary from any recognized board. Certificate course in library science or diploma in library science from a recognized institute. On coming to salary scales of university librarian, he shall be in the pay band of rupees 37,400 to 67,000 with academic grade pay of 10,000. Deputy librarian shall be in the pay band of rupees 15,600 to rupees 39,100 with academic grade pay of rupees 8,000. After 3 years, deputy librarian shall move to the pay band of rupees 37,400 to 67,000 with AGP of rupees 9,000 subject to other conditions. Assistant librarian in University Library shall be in the pay band of rupees 15,600 to 39,100 with the academic grade pay of rupees 6,000. Regarding recruitment and selection of staff in various libraries, it's important to decide staffing needs of a library on the basis of nature of jobs, requisite skills, technical, human, conceptual, problem-solving skills, etc. Such staff must possess professional knowledge in library and information science to provide access to resources, must possess subject knowledge to serve users better, must have managerial ability to organize and manage the library. Recruitment of library staff should be properly planned and know job description, job specification, fixing qualification, salary scale, etc. Before fixing interview, certain level of test, for example, the general knowledge or aptitude test may be given for screening unsuitable applicants. Next step is that of selection of library staff. Selection procedure involves interview by the selection committee. Committee would try to ascertain capability and suitability of the candidates. Selection process has basically two objectives. One, to predict which applicant would be most successful for a job if selected. Two, to sell the job to the right candidate so that he could perform well in that job. After selection, appointment letter is sent to the candidate. If appointment selected, if appointment accepted, placement process begins in the library. Once the staff is placed in various sections of a large library, the question of their training and development arises. New employees in the first few days shall form opinions and attitudes about the library and co-workers. Orientation of the new staff with the new environment may be helpful and useful. Training and development of new staff in knowing job objectives, requirements, functions, etc. Development prepares the staff to take on greater responsibilities for the good of the library. Training these days has become a sort of investment. It could be on-the-job training, in-service training, training through visits to other libraries. In addition to this type of training, there is also need for continuing professional development. Library professionals must be given opportunities to continuing education so that they could update their knowledge, skills, techniques, practices, etc. Continuing professional development consists of any educational activity which helps to maintain, develop, increase knowledge, technical skills, professional performance, etc. Continuing professional development has several forms like refresher courses, workshops, summer and or winter schools, seminar conferences, short-term training programs, etc. Some organizations like Inflibnet, NISCARE, etc. organize such continuing professional development programs time to time for the benefit of the participants. Academic staff colleges established by the UGC in the universities across the country provide opportunities for professional development. On summing up to this module, dear students, it may be mentioned that the module discusses about the staffing pattern in various types of libraries, academic libraries particularly, like school library, college libraries and university libraries. Their jobs they need to perform, the recruitment process, the placement process, the salary scales, etc., their qualifications, these have been discussed in detail. The idea is to give you an overview of the opportunities which the academic libraries provide to the budding new librarians of tomorrow, and you very well can be a part of this train and serve the various types of libraries with your best ability and capability. Thank you very much.